The search for a missing Jackson County man and his son is now over, with one believed to be dead and the other facing charges for allegedly killing him.
The sheriff says deputies found the body of who they believe is 57-year-old Brian Helgeson last night, buried on his property in Hickston. His 20-year-old son Lars was arrested around the same time after he was found in a field a mile from their house. He had been on the run since Monday.
Lars Helgeson is now facing charges of first-degree intentional homicide. An autopsy is underway on the body found, but preliminary results suggest the victim died from a gunshot wound.
News 8's Leah Linscheid joins us with what neighbors are saying about these latest developments.
Neighbors say they're completely shocked that something like this could happen in such a small community. I spoke with one woman who has known Brian Helgeson for more than a decade. Now her family is struggling with the news that they likely will never see their friend again.
Brian was here every day. Every day.
To Lynn Wilkinson, Brian Helgeson was more than just a friend or a neighbor. He was like family, a grandfather figure to her two daughters, and a man who was part of their daily lives.
He'd cook us chicken, then we'd cook him meals.
Brian would watch Sunday Packer games with Lynn at her family's home just down the road. But the last time he showed up for their weekly get-together was about 2 weeks ago, on September 15th.
And that was the last time we seen or heard from Brian.
After a week of unreturned phone calls, Lynn and her family headed over to the Helgeson property to check on Brian. But instead, they found a dark house, and through the window, a person crouching down in the kitchen.
Lars was in there down by the table. And Dusty coaxed him to come to the door and talk to us.
After visibly shaken Lars was unable to answer Lynn's questions, she and her family returned home and called other members of the Helgeson family, who in turn called police.
Unfortunately, we received information, and then we also recovered remains yesterday of a person on the property to believe to be Brian.
You don't know what to expect. We just thought he was missing. I mean, we certainly didn't think anything like that had happened to him.
After days of searching a countryside community whose neighbors were blindsided by the tragedy, Jackson County deputies found the body buried in a wooded area on the Helgesons' property. Now, Lynn's family is left to deal with the loss of a man so dear to their heart.
Brian he would do anything for anybody. It doesn't make no sense Brian's gone. Not at all.
Lynn Wilkinson's two daughters went to school with Lars, and they say they're all completely blindsided by what's happened.
All right, thanks a lot, Leah. And authorities were unable to confirm the identity of the body so far because the condition it was found in. They believe the victim had been buried for 10 or more days.
Lars Helgeson was arrested without a gun on him, and deputies have yet to recover a weapon.
People in one Onalaska